Whenever you think you are finally done customizing Linux, someone in the comments inevitably tells you about something better. Last time it was Hyprland. This time I got these two comments. They told me to try a scrolling window manager called Niri and something called the Noctalia Shell. I had absolutely no idea what either of those things were, so I opened my browser and searched for Noctalia Shell. I clicked on their official website and right there on the front page there were about 7 or 8 showcase images. I stared at them. It looked incredibly modern. The UI was clean, the panels were beautiful, and it had this very polished premium feel. Naturally, I decided I immediately needed it on my machine. I went straight to the installation section for Arch Linux. It looked simple. Just one package manager command, haru-s noctalia-kit. I opened my terminal, typed it in, and pressed Y to accept and waited for the magic. Instead of magic, I got error codes. It failed. So I went back to the website and tried their manual installation method. That also failed, throwing an error that said I was missing dependencies. Instead of actually reading the documentation like a responsible person, I decided to ask an AI how to install the missing dependencies. I pasted the errors in, copied the AI's comments, ran them, and failed again. Finally, the AI pointed out something extremely basic. My entire system was not up to date, which was causing package conflicts. I ran a full system update. After that, I went back and strictly followed the Noctalia GitHub manual. Finally, it worked, but Noctalia is just a shell. It is the paint, not the engine. To actually use it, I needed Niri, the tiling window manager itself. Instead of learning my lesson and using the official GitHub manual, I went back to the AI and asked it how to install Niri. The AI gave me a quick command. I installed it.
Don't let me leave, Merv!
Rebooted my computer and arrived at the SDDM login screen. I selected Niri, typed my password and logged in. Desktop popped up. Everything actually seemed okay, but I run a YouTube channel. I need to record my screen. I opened the OBS Studio, went to add a screen capture source and realized the PipeWire option was completely gone. Because I used the AI to install Niri, I didn't actually understand what was missing. I thought maybe the issue is just that Noctalia isn't running properly in the background. If you want to use Noctalia, you have to set it to auto start in the terminal, because the login screen only starts Niri. So I typed the auto start command, fully believing that this would magically fix my OBS PipeWire problem. It didn't. I sat there for 45 minutes trying different things, rebooting reading forms. Finally, I figured out. When I asked the AI to install Niri, it just installed the core Niri package. It didn't install the GNOME portal. If you want to use screen sharing and OBS Studio in Wayland, you absolutely have to install the XDG desktop portal GNOME package. If I had just read the official Niri GitHub manual, it would have installed it automatically. With OBS finally working, I could actually explore the desktop. On the top right side, there is a really sleek control panel. I opened their custom settings app and it is packed with options. I went to the appearance section and started messing with the built-in palette settings, clicking through a bunch of different color schemes. Next, I checked the wallpaper section, but it was completely empty because I hadn't put any image files into my system's pictures folder yet. Then I found the template section. This is actually a great feature. It has built-in styling templates for specific apps. I applied the community templates for my terminal, Obsidian and Telegram to make everything match. There was also a section for a dock. I turned it on and a floating app dock appeared. but honestly I turned it up after about 10 minutes. Niri is a scrolling window manager. Windows don't just tile. They form a continuous, infinite, horizontal strip that you can scroll left and right through. Having a static dock sitting on the screen just didn't arrange very well with how the windows move. I wanted to see how my files looked. I am used to using the Dolphin file manager, so I opened it. Instead of a sleek dark aesthetic, Dolphin popped up in absolute blinding light mode. It completely ignored the system key. I quickly realized that Dolphin is just not the default here. Noctalia is built around Nautilus. If you want things to look right in this environment, you have to use what it wants to use. I closed it and spent a little more time looking at the bar section, just seeing what customization options Noctalia actually gave me for the top panel. After messing with the visual settings, it was time to change the actual behavior of the window manager. I opened my terminal and opened the Niri config file using nano. I went in and changed the window border width. I changed the show important hotkeys binding to super plus shift plus K. I added a few brand new custom hotkeys to quickly open the file manager and the web browser. And I switched the screenshot hotkey to super plus shift plus S just because that is what my muscle memory used to. I saved the file and closed nano, and instantly the terminal threw a warning. Failed to parse Niri config file. Please open Niri validate to see what is happening. I ignored it, assuming a reboot would just smooth things over. I restarted the computer. When I logged back in, my wallpaper was gone. I was staring at a blank, depressing gray screen. The top bar was missing. The widgets were missing. The Noctalia Shell process was clearly not working properly at all. I had completely broken the desktop. I opened up the terminal on this gray void and ran the command it told me to, Niri validate. It was actually incredibly helpful. It showed me exactly why the error was happening. I had messed up on my custom shortcut. I went back into the config file and fixed the broken keybind. While I was fixing that, I also realized another mistake. For my file manager shortcut, I had literally typed the word files to open the app, but the system doesn't know what files is. You have to give it exact package name. So I changed files to Nautilus, which fixed the shortcut perfectly. Finally, I found the setting for the window focus ring and completely switched off. The desktop looks so much cleaner without a glowing border around whatever you are clicking on. I saved it and the desktop came back to life. To finish it off, I showed the now playing widget on the panel. I switched through a few songs just to see the animations and it looked incredibly clean. I clicked through all the sections on the top control panel widget to make sure everything was finally working. The last thing missing was a background. I went to Wallhaven, downloaded a few high quality wallpapers and loaded them into Noctalia wallpaper panel. And this is where this setup gets amazing. When you change the built-in palette setting to wallpaper, it dynamically rips the colors directly from the image you are using and syncs the entire system UI to match it. I switched through a few wallpapers, watching the colors adapt in real time and finally settled on the last one. It was a rough start and I made a lot of completely avoidable mistakes, but looking at it now, the scrolling windows, the color syncing, the clean panels, Niri and Noctalia might actually be exactly what I was looking for. Thank you for the recommendation and also thank you guys for the watching.